Vision of Destiny.
Joseph was 17 years old, a shepherd, and he had many older brothers. Bilha and Zilpa, the wives of Joseph's father, were with him often. Israel loved Joseph deeply, for he was the son born to him in his old age. He made and gifted Joseph a colorful robe. When Joseph received it, he immediately told his father about his dream. First dream. Joseph dreamed about their family line. His brothers' sheaves surrounded his, stood before him, and bowed down, signifying that one day he would lead. His brothers asked, "What do you mean by this?" Under Satan's influence over their thoughts, they said, "Will you really reign over us? Will you rule us?" And because of the demon's control, their hearts filled with anger and hatred. Second dream. He dreamed again the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed down before him, meaning he would lead a nation, and even his family would serve him. His father asked, "Will your mother and your brothers also bow before you?" Israel kept the matter in his heart. But the forces of darkness blew envy and hatred into the hearts of Joseph's brothers. Through demonic whispers and influence, they began planning to capture and kill Joseph in Shechem. This was the place where Joseph's brothers tended the flocks. Joseph left Hebron for a while to check on them, following his father's command. When he reached Shechem, he asked around about his brothers. He was told that they had moved to Dothan. When Joseph arrived in Dothan, the demonic influence once again filled the minds of his brothers. "Look, here comes the dreamer." Satan felt threatened by what God planned for Joseph, so he pushed dark thoughts into the brothers' minds. The plan: "Come, let us kill him and throw him into one of these pits. We'll say a wild animal devoured him. Then we'll see what becomes of his dreams." Reuben heard this and stopped them from killing Joseph. Reuben's plan: they stripped Joseph of his colorful robe. They threw him into an empty pit. They did not injure him or place any blood on him. Reuben planned to rescue Joseph later and return him to their father. After everything, they sat down to eat. Then a caravan of Ishmaelites came from Gilead, carrying spices, balm, and myrrh to sell in Egypt. Judah said, "What will we gain if we kill our own brother?" So they decided to sell Joseph instead, because even though they hated him, he was still their own blood. They agreed on 20 silver coins. But this plan did not proceed, so they decided to sell Joseph instead, because even though they hated him, he was still their own blood. They agreed on 20 silver coins. But this plan did not proceed. When Midianite traders passed by, they pulled Joseph out of the pit and took him to Egypt. When the brothers returned to the pit, Joseph was gone. They killed a goat and dipped Joseph's robe in its blood. They said to their father, "We found this. Examine it to see if it is your son's robe." Israel recognized it immediately. It is Joseph's robe. He mourned deeply for his son. Even though his children tried to comfort him, he refused to be consoled. He cried, "I will go down to Sheol, mourning for my son." In Egypt, the Midianite traders reached Egypt and sold Joseph. He was bought by Potiphar, an official of Pharaoh and captain of the guard.